another episode of Kanswal Radio. Your host today is Anupam. Today we have an interesting person on our show, Mr. Subhendra Nanda. He was in Kanswal as a young engineer. Thereafter he joined Nalco and eventually became the GM Projects. From Nalco he moved ahead to Hindustan Copper Limited, where he retired as the Director Operations. Please tell us something about your arrival to Kanswal.
You see, it's like this. I was supposed to join on the 1st of September 1977.
Okay.
And we reached on the 30th August at actually Raurkela station.
Yeah.
We were a bunch of really four of us. We actually hired a taxi and actually reached Kanswal in the evening.
Oh my God.
We didn't know really where to stay, but we did have some really common really acquaintances around, so they actually shared our accommodation. The next day morning we actually reported to the office. And the first 3 days we were on orientation. After that, on Saturday I received an order that I was supposed to report to Kolkata office on actually Monday.
Okay.
And interestingly, I was asked to report to Mr. N.S. Raman. And when I reported to him, he informed me that there appears to be some kind of a mistake. You are the wrong person. However, and he said, okay, since you have in fact really come all the way, you will stay here until the 1st of December.
Okay.
You should get a feel of this office also. So I actually came to Kanswal on the 1st of December. And I was asked to report to Mr. G. Vishwanathan.
Yeah.
And Mr. G. Vishwanathan asked me, where is your luggage? I will take your luggage in my vehicle. Something really unheard of. So we were accommodated in D1C quarters.
Yeah.
About 20 of us got actually accommodated in D1C2, D1C1 and D2C1.
Yeah.
That is actually how it all in fact started.
Please let us go ahead. Something about your family, please.
Yeah, I got really married in 82.
Yeah.
I have 2 daughters. My elder daughter, Smita, was born in Kanswal, a roly-poly girl.
Yeah. We've seen her.
Yeah, she won a baby show.
Yeah.
And my younger daughter, Shruti, was actually born afterwards.
Okay.
She was born at actually Angul.
Yeah.
And my elder daughter is now stationed in Bangalore, and my younger daughter is actually stationed in Hyderabad.
Okay.
That's how it is.
I see. How did you like the place, or rather, how Kanswal adapted to you?
Yeah, it's like this. You know what happened? The first thing that we saw by the side of the D1C quarters was that we saw a huge playground.
Yeah.
So we started really using it effectively.
Okay.
We started playing there, all of us, and soon the children of North Colony also really joined us. Raja, Biju, Sudhir, Manas, Ragesh, Arun, Karthik, Misbah, Zia, all of them. I still do not know if they anyway remember us. However, we have had a very nice time along with them, and we still really remember them in fact fondly. And we in fact used to really rush back to the hostel and start our games very early.
Okay.
So that after the games, we again in the evening we used to really go to the club. We used to play bridge and all that.
It was a common ground for football and cricket, I believe.
Yes. So there was hardly any time to really spare. We were so occupied.
Yeah.
Sometimes I really wonder, without television, we still did not really feel any necessity of in fact one.
Yeah. People won't believe it these days. I mean, like
No,
television,
they just can't believe it. We were totally occupied.
Okay, next one, please. Do tell us about Utmal or L&T as you saw it.
See, I was mostly during the Utmal days. L&T came almost towards the end of my stay.
Yeah.
One interesting thing about Utmal was that being a jobbing industry, there is always a possibility of in fact encountering a new kind of a job all the time. So that it was a great place to really learn new things.
Yeah.
Plus, they always really gave us scope to learn. Plus, you were allowed to commit mistakes also.
That's really good.
That is extremely important. But the second thing was that one really striking thing about really Kansal was everybody reported sharp at actually 7:30, and by about 5 almost everyone was at home. So you kind of got a message that you need, whatever be your responsibility, you need to complete your work in 8 hours. And in the office also, you kind of really felt all the time that everyone is kind of equal. I'll just give you an example. When Mr. D. Gupta was thirsty, he used to pick up his own glass, go to the water cooler and pick up his water. When I joined NALCO, my GM asked me to report to the estate department for a house, and in fact when I really went to the estate department, the gentleman he just really rang a bell. A person entered. The manager of the estate was supposed to sign a few papers, and he rang a bell. So man came and lifted one sheet. He signed. He actually lifted the next sheet and he signed. I just couldn't really believe my eyes. So that's the kind of really difference that you see.
Okay. Any transformation, evolution of the company you witnessed in your period?
I think when L&T came, things became a little more business-like.
Okay.
Until then, it was not all that much business-like really. You kind of enjoyed everything that you did. But because it came towards the end of my stay, I can't really tell you all that much about this.
Your take on the L&T, or rather the Utmal township, as you saw?
It was a fantastic place. The first thing that actually struck you was that it was spick and span. Cleanliness was unbelievable. And the best thing that you actually the place that you see whether a township is or the company is actually clean or not is a guest house. You just lift a bed sheet and there you see.
Okay.
So, and the township was extremely lively. Club had a lot of activities, a lot of games around. Then there was those interdepartmental games which actually built team spirit, and camaraderie was unbelievable. You know what? I was a member of the club committee. There, everyone felt that he was an equal. That is extremely important, you know.
Sense of equality,
Everyone. So, it should be really that way.
Was anybody your inspiration in Kanswal? Anybody you looked up to
See, all my bosses were interesting, very, very interesting. Mr. Enanjana was, he actually came out with out-of-box solutions which, sometimes worked and sometimes didn't, but every time you actually learn something new. YK was extremely sharp. He allowed you to express yourself like actually MS Dhoni said, all the time. It is actually very important that you allow people to express themselves freely. And of course, really, Mr. Ranjan Mahapatra, he was a sportsman too. He handled his members in his AGL department like his team members. Whatever you can, he will go to any extent to actually help them, whether really professionally or really personally. So these are really very important things to learn.
Any observations on life in general in the Kanswal township?
Oh, Kanswal township, you say, it was more like in fact a family. Whenever there was any difficulty, anyone and everyone would actually rush to help. I'll just will give you an example. I had just got married and my elder daughter was born. She got injured. I was in the A shift. Those days there was just no means to inform anyone. By the time I came, you see, my wife was a nervous kind. By the time I came back from office, someone had come. They had taken her to the health center. She got really medicine and everything was absolutely fine. Again, another time she fell ill. She was supposed to get admitted to IGH. In fact, a senior gentleman helped us to be really dropped in IGH. Another gentleman, I think it was Nikhilesh, who came immediately after, parked his scooter outside IGH and told me, you can use my scooter here. And you don't have to ask for help. Help comes automatically. That is the kind of atmosphere that in fact we have stayed.
After leaving Kanswal, do you miss anything? Any wonderful, any recollections?
Yeah, see, one great thing was that work atmosphere. See, the freedom to express yourself is extremely important. Plus, they allowed and they gave you so much of freedom to, in fact, face the job on your own that within a short time you gain a lot of really confidence, and that really helps. I have seen one gentleman a gentleman from Kanswal who came to attend a negotiation at Nalco. Was barely with about 5-6 years of experience, and at Nalco there were about really half a dozen people asking him anything and everything. He had the confidence to really face them. So, because that is exactly how, in fact, he was brought up. And with regard to life lessons, I would say that Kanswal made me feel that it is so very important that that is in fact work must be a pleasure. If you can make work to be really a pleasure, the company has done really half the job. and in fact, how do you really do it? You give them freedom. You allow them scope to learn things and commit mistakes. Plus, the personal involvement. You see, I still remember one winter morning. This is an example that I have always quoted. I had that bad habit of putting on a half sleeve shirt and going to office, be it really winter or really anything. So that was the month of December. Mr. D. Gupta called me aside and he blasted me black and blue. after I really recovered and I asked him as to what had gone wrong, he said, tomorrow onwards, if I find you without a shirt, without a sweater, I take action against you. That is the kind of love and affection that a boss can have. And those things, and it's an incident that happened about really 40 years back. I still really remember. So these things are important in life.
If you are allowed to go back, would you like to change anything about the place or leave it as it is?
It is excellent. It is an excellent shape even now. But I think it is time they had bigger stores around. Bigger really departmental stores around, so people don't have to go to really Raukela. And maybe a good kind of coffee house or something.
Okay.
These kind of things should really help in improving quality of life there.
Uncle, any life lesson from Kanswal you would like to share with us?
I just really gave you an example of DG, but then a typical life lesson would be like mistake in a particular job. The company lost a huge amount on the account of my mistake. My boss called me to his office and he told me that I didn't expect this really from you, but I hope you do not commit this mistake again. That is it. See, if your boss can be as logical and as really nice as this, even if he really rebukes you, you don't really mind it. I still remember I had just got married. I did not really get a house for some time. YK really called me to his office and he said, I'm dictating an application. You please will write it down. The application was in fact like this. I have got really married on so and so date. I have applied for a house, and every time that I have gone to the Indian department, they have informed me that the game is looking after it. And the head of estate may please come back as to what action is being taken about this.
Okay.
And in fact with copy to everyone.
Okay.
And the next day morning, Inter department head came to my seat and handed me over the key. Mr. Ramaswamy was on leave then. He came back after a month, and almost the first thing that he did was he came and asked me, have you got your house? So that's the kind of atmosphere that in fact we lived. And YK said, in case if the gods are being really quoted, they must know about it.
Wonderful. Any of your hobby you would like to share with us? Any recreation?
Yeah, I used to play a lot of games and
cricket.
Singing. Singing. Mr. Mani had organized an orchestra amongst us, and it was a pleasure. So I have in fact come there. And plus, of course, I used to in fact read and write. I still do. I actually looked after the library there. So these kept me occupied.
After that engrossing session, it's time to say that this program is brought to you by the combined efforts of the Compare team comprising Tushar Mishra, Shravani Haldar and Maushami Chakravarti. The technical team comprising Muhammad Ali, TV Session and Nilotpal Kole. And last but not the least, the core admin team. Thank you very much for being with us. Goodbye. Stay tuned.